So you're training anybody right now?
Yeah, since when I retired, I still train non-athletes and coach some athletes who are fitness and bodybuilding competitors. A couple guys want to do strength and conditioning for MMA fights, or baseball, all kinds of
What's sports. The biggest baseball name you trained?
His name is Ichiro Suzuki. He played in Major League Baseball. I think he has 2 Major League records. But he's a small guy, 160 pounds, 5'11", but, crazy hand-to-eye coordination. And, I think when he broke a Pete Rose record, Pete Rose got pissed.
Oh, okay. As soon as you said Pete Rose, I'm thinking for stealing bases. So, okay, yeah.
So is he stealing that he broke Pete Rose's record?
Right. Yeah. But Pete Rose made a comment that Ichiro's record in Japan, shouldn't be counted. But Ichiro was a big fan of Pete Rose.
Up to that comment?
Yeah. And he was kind of sad that instead of, I think Pete Rose should have told him that good job.
Good job.
Yeah.
Supported him.
Still,
just be a bigger guy. But, So that kind of hurt Ichiro. But, but he did a crazy job.
What record did he break of Rose's?
I think he had the most hits in one season. And 10 years consecutively, 10 years, he hit more than 200 hits per season. So, and Pete Rose had 9 years in a row. So, right, yeah.
Should we let our viewers and listeners know that
No.
if they hear all this noise taking place, that
A couple pet alligators we got underneath.
yeah,
That's
the
Don's
table.
girlfriend.
She's a little angry this week.
We'll get Queenie up there eventually for a cameo here at some point in time.
I can't work under these conditions.
You got a question?
Yeah, what are you feeding these things? So how did you used to coach the Japanese IFL team, right?
Right.
How did you get involved in that?
Tokyo Sabres?
Yeah.
Well, initially, that team was offered to Mr. Inoki.
Yeah.
But Mr. Inoki wouldn't do that because
He's above that.
above
he's
that. And,
Well, he was a senator for.
He was a senator. He was just too busy, and he was running his own shows,
slapping people.
Yeah.
He made a lot of pro wrestlers famous by doing the job for him over there.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. How he introduced you was big time on national TV.
Yeah.
Right. 100,000 people in the audience. That was crazy. Yeah. But he did.
Japanese audiences are awesome. You get 100,000 people in a Tokyo Dome or Saitama Super Arena or something like that. It's pretty cool to watch.
Rich was one of my sparring partners, and he went to a lot of my fights.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So then you were coaching at the same time for the IFL here, right?
Right.
And you had a undefeated season over there, right? Did you have an undefeated season?
After the first year was we didn't know what we were doing, so just had any guy just fight. But then okay, I know the deal, so I changed it. And next season we just didn't lose.
Did they allow you to recruit your own fighters, or were they bringing them in?
Yeah, well, we are allowed to sign any fighters, but we are not allowed to change fighters, huh?
Yeah,
that was the problem.
It was a screwball thing.
So what was our authority? Nothing.
Yeah.
Some fighters didn't show up to practice, were late, or they are injured. They couldn't fight, but they came to pick up checks.
Right.
It's like terrible.
Was there any standouts on your team? Who do you remember being a really good fighter?
Vladimir Matushenko.
That's a
fought
good one.
in the UFC before and fought in Japan, K1 Dynamite Inoki Bombaye, and then came to the IFL at Sabres. And I think he went back to UFC. So, he was undefeated,
Yeah, he was really tough. I remember that.
Inoki Bubaye was fun. We did one or two of them on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, that was a big show.
Yeah, well, usually, in Japan, they always use those year-end, grand type shows like that. I mean, the United States has never done anything like that yet. I've always noticed that I've been over to Japan a couple of different times for big end-of-the-year blowout shows, and I still think that that's a great opportunity, though, inside the United States. No, it doesn't. I don't know why.
And they really treat you well over there too.
Yeah.
They just, they really take care of their fighters and their teams and everybody really well.
Well, just being in the country, I mean, it's clean. You don't see graffiti like you see in the United States on all the walls. I mean, it's the streets are clean, no graffiti on walls. And
well, if you're on welfare, you go to work, you clean the damn streets, you clean the graffiti off the walls. You pump fuel in vehicles.
Yeah.
You don't just lay on your ass at home and get a check.
Right.
Entitlements.
Yeah, you'll go out there and stand in the rain.
By the way, where is our stimulus check? Is that happening? Is that still happening? What's going on with that?
Yeah, but
I picked yours up for you.
Oh, great.
Yeah, but one of the other United States, okay, because right now in the United States, still all the mask. You have to wear a mask, but over in Japan, I mean, I noticed that right from the get-go. If someone had a cold or flu or something like that, they were very conscious of that.
Proactive.
They wore a mask, to be kind to everybody else. Because I mean, first time I saw it, I kept thinking that was kind of strange to see that. But it, after a while, it was like you just you really have to take your hat off for them. It's a very kind gesture that they do.
Right. You don't give it to somebody else, right? So you wear it.
And there's a lot of people
courteous.
that there's a lot of people usually in condensed areas, so it's close proximities.
They have a real good public transit system.
Oh, yeah, the subway system is trains. Subways, yeah.
Yeah, the trains are phenomenal. We got the bullet train. We've ridden the bullet train several times.
Get across from one end of the
Down to Osaka.
down to Narita Airport, all the way into town in no time at all.
Yeah,
That's right.
But every now and then, if they need to help push a few more people on there, there is. I gotta tell you this story real quick. So Don's already a pretty big name in Japan, and we're getting off the airport, and
off the
airplane. Sorry, we're getting off the airplane, and we're walking through the airport, and he's pushing the cart with all of our luggage on it. And then we got three or four training partners walking next to him.
They're yakking away.
We're talking, having a good time.
Guys, these photographers are here for me.
They start coming and taking his picture, and he's pushing this cart like this. And he kind of just pushes it away and walks out and lets somebody else grab it. But we're like, what are you guys here for? I bring you to push my cart.
I'm pushing everybody's luggage.
Part of the training.
I think that was the last time I went to Japan.
Yeah, you were done. Or we brought that dumbass Shane. And have you ever been? What country have you gone to? I haven't gone to any country. So okay, well, what states have you been to? I haven't been to any states. I haven't been out of the county. What? We take him, and so we're going out to the ring. And I'm in front of everybody naturally, and I stop and wave and do this and do that, I'm a big cheerleader. And next thing you know, boom, he walks in the front. He's stumbling along like this and walks right into me, not paying attention to what the hell's going on.
He did bring an orange back and got it snuck through
you had
customs.
to actually take him somewhere to get a passport or something like that, because I mean you can't just go from being on the farm or something like that and then go to.
Oh, he did, yeah. Okay. He got a passport just for that event,
His big trip.
Yeah,
they took him out to the big city.
First one,
first and last.
Could have took him out to Benson and get him out of the county first,
Well, we took him to Texas. Took him to Texas after that for the IFL, and he didn't make weight. And not only did he not make weight, but he passed out right in front of one of the judges. And he says, "That guy's not fighting." So I said, "Send his ass home. Don't even put him on a plane. Put him on a bus. Send him home. I don't want to see him."
Yeah.
In Shane's defense, he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, he's a nice guy, but actually, we were fighting.
He called me after that. He wanted to come to Sabres. I said no.
You can't make weight. It's if you. It's like these trainers who, their damn fighters are hurting each other. Oh,
That's right.
okay, iron sharpens iron, but, you've got to be smart enough to get to the freaking fight. You can't defend your title if you can't get to the fight.
Right.
That's the first thing of fighting, is get to the damn fight.
Right.
One weight.
You got to be professional.
Yeah.
Well, I think we all share the amateur wrestling background, so making weight has been instilled over quite a few years. Yeah. That's the biggest sin in the world, to miss that weight. Yeah. The second sin would be to get pinned, because you can always make up a loss.
Right.
But if you get it pinned out there, that's 6 points.
6 points, man.
Yeah, that's a big 6
swing.
points to come back. Yes. But every time you can pick one up, that's just a bonus round.
I'm sure you have similar thoughts, but if you come from a culture of hardcore wrestling, not making weight is it's not an option. It's very, very rare where I come from that you would not make weight.
Or you really looked down upon if you. Yeah, no, you make weight. I mean,
it's one of the 7 deadly sins. Right?
How did you guys lose weight as wrestlers?
I'm still working on that. The wrong way most of the time at a young age, right?
Yeah.
At a young age, it's the wrong way. It's, dehydrating yourself and starving yourself because it's not planned out as a young person, But by the time you get in college, it should be a craft,
No, there's a real skill set to it. It's certain colleges. I mean, they know their crafts. I mean, it's whether they're in a sauna or a steam room and they're sweating it out. And again, as you sweat forms on your body to cool it, and they'll sit there with like a tongue depressor or something like that. They'll scrape those sweat on off so that they continue to sweat, and then they'll bring stationary bikes in there, or they'll be pummeling, or they'll be doing different calisthenics or something like that just to get that sweat going.
I remember at Fargo at Nationals, it's a big high school tournament. Here, saw a kid in the sauna, and he's counting the drips off of his nose, and he's like, "I'm like, why are you counting?" He's like, because when I get to 212, I know that's a pound.
Well, I'll tell you a story about weight cutting, because, again, big sin. So I'm coaching at Michigan State at the time, and one of my athletes, it's a 2-day tournament, and he saw by the draw, he didn't think he was going to he wasn't going to go very far in the tournament, and somehow he did. He squeaked out a couple wins, but he ate and drank, consumed just a little too much. So now he's got to make weight yet that night. So he's got on the plastics, he's got on the cotton suits, and he's working out, and but you can see mentally he's starting to break. Okay, so it's like he can't run around. Okay, put you on the bike. So he's on the bike. He's still trying to go, and he's always starting to cry and stuff like that. And it's like going, okay, just go sit in the sauna now. So he goes to sit in the sauna. As he goes in the sauna, I stripped down to my skivvies, underwear.
Different story.
Yeah.
Wait, stay on track.
So I walk into the sauna, and he's in there, and he basically he looks at me. He doesn't realize I'm down to my skivvies here.
Should we be hearing this?
Well, again, this is all PC, all PC. But he gets up and he starts crying something, and I pushed him back down, and his eyes got big. I go, biggest sin in the world. I go, you're going to make weight, whether it's sweat or blood. You're going to make weight. He gets up and he's like, I can't get him. I push him back down. He gets back up. I might get mad, push it, pummel, stuff like that. And literally, I got him going for like a good 10, 15 minutes, and he's almost like crying and whole 9 yards. But we got him on weight. I probably lost 4 or 5 pounds in the same day. Had to wring out my underwear. Okay, they're not okay. Makes it any better. But when it was all done, he stepped on the scale. He made weight. He's like, "Thanks, coach." Because he knew he wasn't going to be able to do it, and that's sometimes. I mean, you look at some things that a coach would do, regardless of what the sport is. Some people think that you crossed the line, but the same token, no, because had I allowed him simply just to fail, what did I really do for him? What did I teach him? The fact is that I was willing to go in there and push him. He actually, same gentleman, I still stay in contact with him. He brings that up all the time. Thank you. We're doing that.
You can always say, but did you die?
Right.
No, you're still here. You're all right.